Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, got a first impressions day. Another pen from the My Inky Countdown that my wife gave to me. This is a HongDian 100. What we'll do, we'll take a walk through the body. We'll do some size comparisons. We'll ink up the pen. I'll do a writing sample. Then I'll tell you my initial thoughts on this pen. So let's start with the body walkthrough. It's an interesting looking pen, quite complex. If we take a look here, hopefully I can get this focused. Lots of engraving here on the body. Slowly turn this around. Looks really nice, feels really nice. Not sure if it's engraving or if it's laser etched. Doesn't really matter, it's the effect that matters. The top of the pen, we've got a flat end, and it feels like it's a little jewel in there, and there we can see we've got a star. Coming down, we've got a slight taper out to the top of the clip. The clip, quite nice, looks like a steely type colour. Very, very stiff. I can't even shift that. The cap then, it's the same width all the way down, right the way to the bottom. Looking around the little band, can't see anything engraved in that band. It's only a small band though. Still very interesting. We've then got a step down to the body where it's the same width until we get to this ring here. Then it goes in and we've got this knob. This is a piston pen and this is the piston filling mechanism. So twisting that would work that. The cap, it takes half, one, about 1.5 turns to come off. Excellent. That's about just right for me. That comes off. The first thing we see is the ink window. Nice sized ink window. It's tinted slightly black, so not sure how useful it will be. We'll find out when we've got ink in there. We've got the section. Section doesn't seem to change much in width. And then we come down to the HongDian nib. Nice looking nib. It's the steel colour. We've got a nice bit of engraving there in the middle. Looks a bit like a pagoda or something like that to me. Then at the bottom we've got F and we've got, here we can see HongDian. Nice and simple. It's like how I like things really. Let's pop that cap on. I do like the decoration though. The pen itself, it feels like it's got a fair bit of weight in it, so I think it's an all metal pen. Let's swap over and we'll do our size comparisons. Here's my standard size comparisons, the Pilot Metropolitan and the Lamy Safari. Lengthwise, I would say with the cap on, it's very similar in length to the Metropolitan, so a little bit shorter than the Safari. Widthwise, I would say it's a little bit wider than the Safari. Let's take the caps off. Uncapped, I would say again the length, very similar to what I see with the Metropolitan. The nib, we've got that number 6 nib there. We've got a number 5 Pilot nib on the Metropolitan. Then we've got that Lamy nib there over on the Safari. In the hand, it feels nice. It feels just about right. Could do with being a little bit longer, but I'm being quite picky. Does it post? I also put the cap the right way. Yes, it does. It posts well onto the body. But my, does it feel back heavy. I mean, there it is in my hand. Hopefully you can see that. And I feel as if I let it go, it's just going to topple over backwards. But unposted, yep, certainly quite nice there. Let's fill this pen with some ink. I brought in my ink miser. This is a piston pen. And the ink I'm going to use is Colorverse Morning Glow, part of that Colour Vent series. I just don't think that the pen will fit into this bottle because it's a fairly small hole there. So let's gently, carefully decant some into there. Let's move that piston. So there we go. Dip it in. I'll try and tip this on the side without spilling everything everywhere. So there's the piston going up. And then empty it again. And then one more fill. There we go. So hopefully we've got a nice fill there. I can't really see much through that ink window, so it'd be better to look when it's nearly empty. Let me get this out of the way and fetch in the notepad of testing. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is a standard Rhodia notepad. I'll turn it aside, just makes it a little bit easier for me when I'm writing. Apologies if there's background noise. There's some work being done in the house, but I still wanted to record anyway. So let's see how this goes. So we've got a HongDian 100. The nib on here is a long knife. Took me 3 times to get them words out right. Price for this pen, roughly 55 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Colorverse. Nearly put Diamine there. I'm not used to using Diamine inks. Colorverse Morning Glow. I don't know why I keep wanting to call this ink Morning Glory, but it's not. It's Morning Glow. Drying times, so we go immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds there, and that's nice and dry. Let's look, see if there's line variation. So here's going down with the next to no pressure. Going to add a little bit of pressure. And them tines open up, they're opening up a little bit more. So we are getting a slightly wider line. Now what would be interesting is going across. So here's going across. Here's going down. To be honest, I'm not seeing much of a difference. Let's try with the pen upright. So going across, going down. Slightly thinner lines there, but not what it's not what I was expecting from a long blade though. Let's move the mic down to the page and I'll write a sentence. That's nice. It's fairly smooth. There's a little bit of scratchiness to it. In terms of tactileness, it's a bit like writing on grass, but then you've got that scratchy, audible feedback. Final test. There's my scribble test. And then going the other way. That's not too bad. So what are my thoughts on the HongDian 100? So here we have it. This HongDian 100. In terms of looks, absolutely stunning. Really like the way it looks. The weight of it, I quite like the weight. You'd know it's in your hand. Size wise, as I've already said, does feel a little bit on the short side. Not unusable, and certainly not something I would post because it's just so back heavy. The line I'm getting, I'm a bit disappointed. I expect more from a long knife nib. I can see it is a long knife. If we look on there, we can see with the tipping material. So it's nearly there. So what I might need to do is just do a little bit of work on that to try and make the downline a little bit narrower. That may help. I like this ink in here, this Morning Glow. When I was looking for an ink, I thought I really need a grey ink. So I was looking through all my greys. And this one seemed to have a nice bit of a pink to it as well. So it had some character. And we're seeing that. We're seeing plenty of shading coming through. We're seeing plenty of shading coming through. Yes, quite nice. Quite enjoyable to write with. Really pleased with it. I say the only thing really that I would, if I've got to complain, it would be just that nib. Could do with being a little bit wider when I'm doing my cross strokes. So they're my first impressions of the HongDian 100 with Colorverse Morning Glow. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Have you got one of these HongDian 100s? Have you got a long knife nib in it? What are your thoughts on the HongDian long knife nibs? Are you slightly disappointed like I am? Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.